Yeah, we're getting articles like this in the current year. Valorant game from Esports UK. This new initiative promises opportunities and exposure for women and other marginalized genders. They're talking about me. I'm the other marginalized gender. I don't see articles about me. When do you think I get to see articles about my gender being represented? Never. I am on the margins. With all the cool people, every cool person is marginalized. Did you notice that? Like, no one wants to be mainstream anymore. Like, being marginalized is desirable. Esports News UK editor Dom Sacco offers his views on the topic. The topic of diversity in esports is one that will continue to be a key talking point throughout 2021 and beyond. Hey, you British twat! How about you allow people to trash talk in esports? How about that? That was what actually attracted me to the genre to begin with. Assuming you want my money, assuming you want my viewership, it was the banter and the trash talking that actually gave it drama. And it made people watch it just like they watched Jerry Springer, because it was enter-fucking-taining. Now esports is a sanitized corporate disaster. It feels like the mother is there, making sure that everyone is behaving like a good little boy and doesn't say anything, especially not about Hong Kong, because then the corporates lose their shit. And for some reason, you still expect it to be popular. How detached are you from the community, may I want? What forums do these people read? Yeah, you go on Reddit and it's like, oh, you know what we need? More diversity. I mean, it's freaking esports. Literally any twat with a computer can just sit the fuck down, play the game, get good, you fucking scrub, and like there is no barrier that can prevent them. Like, honestly, what do these morons think it happens, right? Like an African-American person sits down, starts playing Mortal Kombat, is actually the best at Mortal Kombat, but then at one point there is this invisible barrier set by God knows who at this point, because everything is corporate. It's like, no, you can't advance because of reasons. I don't fucking know. Like, what the hell are you talking about? When you look at Mortal Kombat, the best player in the world is not only black, but he's also gay, and it's a fucking furry. If that's not shows that anyone can be there, even a furry, I don't know what else. Furthermore, the person is saying that he was talking to someone outside of esports the other day about the lack of women pro players. Also, he's not for diversity. He's a fucking pervert, isn't he? It's like that type of person that goes like, I'm looking for a roommate, but women only, please. But hold on. This absolute brainlet, okay? Like, this God's gift to the gaming industry has figured it out. Like, he managed to concoct an experiment. He did some research that you, dear viewer, are not going to be able to refute, okay? He figured out why there aren't women in esports, okay? Are you ready for this shit? Like, do you want to know his scientific method? It's going to blow your mind, okay? He asked a woman. Now, it is known, Khaleesi, that if you ask one woman, just one, you ask them, they will know the experiences of all women everywhere, because that's how it works. They're like a fucking collective. They have a Bluetooth in their vagina and they collaborate with each other. So you don't have to actually do a survey or a poll or anything like that. I mean, the entire social studies academia can go fuck itself, because like when it comes to women, you just ask one, and if she gives you an answer, then it applies to all. And look at this, you know, like one young woman spends time with young women. I'm telling you, he's a pervert. Told me she was a high elo Overwatch player, but had no interest in joining a team or revealing her gender online to the community because of fears of the abuse she might get. Like, let's assume, for the sake of the argument, that this is a real story and it's not 2016 calling their narrative back. No. How the fuck can you be so weak? Like, it's a computer. It's a fucking all you need to do, okay, is you grab the fucking keyboard and you do the clickety-clack and you abuse back. Like, how can you get abused through the computer? Can anyone explain to me? I mean, honestly, it's not like real life where there is a physical difference. And yeah, sure, you know, if I piss off a macho man, I'm not going to give him sass. But we're talking about a computer, all right? There is nothing a man can do on a computer that a woman cannot. There is literally just no explainable reason why you can make the argument that, oh, well, I feel abused, like, oh, come on. Grow the fuck up. You know, like, and by the way, okay, we're talking about Overwatch, like one of the most censored games in history. Like, there is a guy out there that has a fetish for banning people. I swear to God, Kaplan gets off at night by banning people. Like, whatever he bans, he probably has an orgasm. Like, that is how obsessed he is with banning. Do you want to know how much these people like banning? They even stated in the beginning that they are not rolling out patches at the expected date because they have to ban the community. Like, there were so many developers banning that they weren't focusing on the game. They were fun. And you want to tell me that despite all of this shit, okay, despite the fact that they even said they're going to ban people proactively, like they want to mind read people and ban you before you do something naughty. Like, that is, no, seriously, like, I'm not making it up. Like, I know it sounds crazy, all right? I know you're listening to me, like, and you're thinking I'm a crazy person because I wave my arms and I'm a little bit hyper right now. But what I'm telling you is real. Like, it happened, okay? Like, these people wanted to ban you before you did something, okay? Like, they wanted to make the time machine for banning justice. It's like, you go into the future, you see someone doing something, and then you go into the past so you can ban them before they did it. Yeah, no, seriously, like, these people would probably want to go back into the past, create Overwatch before World War II so they can ban baby Hitler. That's how they voted. And you're telling me that in this game you're afraid of getting abused? In this game. And then you're wondering, like, why? Let's assume this is the narrative, okay? Because I don't believe it for 1 second. But let's assume, just for like a microsecond, that this is the case, that women do not want to go into esports because they're legitimately afraid of the banter, all right? If that's the case, they are not made from the cloth required to be competitive. Like, you cannot, like, any competitive environment, okay, whether it is soccer, whether it is football, whether it is poker, you're going to get banter. Like, it's going to happen. Why? Because in order to be the best, you're going to use every single advantage at your disposal in order to get your opponent off the game. And if you tell me that the solution is to mute everyone and to make sure that the mommy is there watching, like, please don't say any joke, don't make any comment, don't say any banter, because otherwise we're going to ban you and disqualify you. Okay, you can do that, but no one is going to watch your shit, man. No one is going to watch your shit. Because, like, the banter was the sauce. It was the spiciness. It was why people were having memorable moments while watching this garbage. It's entertaining. It's popcorn. People like sitting at home, chugging on popcorn and going, she said that. That's literally what the whole purpose of this was. Before you corporate twats rolled yourselves with your shitty morality in it so you can sell Coca-Cola ads. I'm a little bit upset. It's an essential program to give opportunities and exposure for women and other marginalized genders. If you keep it up, no, seriously, like, I'm telling you, okay, you're not going to believe me. All right? If you keep it up, no one is going to watch your garbage anymore. I mean, look at what happened to Games Done Quick convention. It's like you manage to suck the fun out of everything. All right? You are acting like a parent who is overly controlling. Like, when the kid goes out and wants to play soccer and he says bad words that he's not allowed to say in home, you are the mother that feels the need to go onto the benches of the soccer field and ruin the fun, not just for the kid, but for everyone. And it stops being enjoyable, all right? There is probably a reason why you don't see more women being in competitive sports. There probably is. But I'm telling you what, it's most likely not the reason that you're thinking of, all right? Go do a study. Go do a research. Peer review that motherfucker. And when you actually have a paper which consists of asking more than one person, then you can make the argument and you can see what the problem might be. But the notion that women are getting abused and that is why they're not competitive, I can tell you that you're full of shit. And you know why? Everyone gets abused. Like, I cannot log into a single game of League of Legends without someone abusing me. Okay? In fact, I attract abuse. Like, I am willing to bet that if I talk with this gentleman front to front, he will abuse me. He will abuse me. Why? Because people just can't help themselves. Like, whenever they see my face, I don't know what it is. Is it my voice? Is it my face? Is it my mannerisms? I don't fucking know. People want to abuse me. But you don't see me complaining. Do you know why? Because I love the fucking game. Just like there are people who love the stock in other gaming companies. I love the fucking game. And I don't care how many people call me a twat. I don't care how many people say that I'm bad at it and I should uninstall and quit LOL and buy a Gillette razor. I will still play the game. God damn it. Now, I cannot be competitive. Why? Because I'm not competitive material. There are other people better than me. You know, like, and by the way, like, the question is like, why aren't more women in gaming or whatnot? Okay, fine. Why aren't there the elderly people in gaming? Like, why don't you see 75-year-old playing? You know, why are women underrepresented in chess competitions? It's like, I mean, sure, there are a couple, but you don't see a lot. Is that because, like, the chess geeks are gatekeeping women from playing? Like, do they harass women over the chess table? Why are there more women in poker? Like, maybe, I don't know, just maybe they're not interested in it. Did that fucking occur to you? That maybe just something is not for everyone. Do you see me getting interested in joining a book club about 50 Shades of Grey? No. Hey, is that a problem? Is that like a problem with 50 Shades? It's just I don't like it. It's not for me. That's not bad. I mean, I can like other things. Usually, like, not to mention, like, the game that women seem to like, from my experience, aren't competitive by nature. If I asked my ex-girlfriend or my mother or any other woman that I know to play video games, do you know what they tell me? They don't like violence, okay? They don't like violence. That is why when you play these games that men usually like, which are hyper-violent and overly the top, you're going to find more men than women. But if you are to go to a Facebook game like Candy Crush, chances are you're going to find more women there. Is that a bad thing? Fuck no. Hidden object games, okay? Perfect example. Hidden object games. How many men play hidden object games, okay? But for some reason, they are very popular. Those games are selling incredibly well. Who do you think plays them if not men? Why don't you go there and say, why is there an underrepresentation? Why don't we want more diversity in hidden object games? Because it's not corporate, that's why. You know, no one wants to have like a competition. I am willing to bet, okay? I am willing to put money on this, that if you had an esports competition for who finishes the quick object game the fastest, it would be women all the time. Why? Because they are the targeted demographic for those games. I just don't like, I want to see violent shit. You know, women don't want to see violent shit. But again, like, that's a more reasonable assumption and opinion. It's like, oh yeah, no, women are getting abused. All right, so everyone gets abused, but for some reason, just women are why are minorities? I mean, from a social justice point of view of intersectionality and blah, 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 minorities also get abused. And yet, if you look at certain games and certain genres, you will see minorities overrepresented. For example, StarCraft, okay, has an overrepresentation of Korean players. Is that because, like, white people are getting abused that they don't want? No, it's just, I can't fucking explain it. Like, I literally do not know why, okay? Because you have a computer and a mouse, all right? Like, that's it. That is literally it. Like, there is no advantage. There is no strength involved. There's, like, literally nothing, okay? Just a computer and a mouse and a keyboard. And yet, you look at these games, and like, Koreans, boom, explode. Like, why Koreans and why not Japanese people? You know, like, why is it? Like, why is it that Koreans, I don't know. Like, someone should research that and find the answer. Then you look at another game, especially fighting games, okay? Like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. You look at the people who constantly win the championships. It's African Americans from the United States, right? Nowhere else, just the United States, and Japanese people. At least I can explain it with Japanese people, because usually they get the arcades and they get the game released before everyone else, so they can play it in front of everyone else. But the idea that you don't see many white people winning these games, you know, you don't see a problem with it. And honestly, I'm really curious. Like, it would be an interesting thing to figure it out. Like, why is it? Okay, it's a good question. It's a good question. I mean, there's a lot of people competing, but when you look at the champions, you usually have like Daigo Umehara or you have Sonic Fox. Look at this shit. Improvement to chat, voice communication, and mitigation griefing. We need to take steps with esports. Like, man, just disable the chat at this point. No, seriously, like, I used to watch esports. This is why I take it so personal. You know, I used to enjoy it, man. Like the Evo. You know, Evo was one of the best things that happened to gaming. And it was so goddamn fun when the corporate assholes weren't involved. When it was just like gamers playing game. Like, I'm telling you what, you know, you play a video game, whatever you want, like, just pick whatever game. You play it by yourself, okay, single player, and you get one experience. And then when you look at esports, it's a completely different experience, and you know what it is? It is plastic, it is fake, and it is corporate as fuck. And these gentlemen are the ones that are doing this. Competing in games as a woman can be a daunting task, often resulting in a competitive disadvantage. We want to create more opportunity for marginalized gender than Valorant. Yeah, you know what? I am willing to bet, this is just my assumption, you won't do shit, okay? Like, you're going to pour a lot of money into this, a lot of people are going to find themselves overnight in positions of power with this ideology, okay? The vector that you're using is going to put a lot of people in positions of power, and that's it. That's it. Nothing will be done. Like, I'm willing to bet 3 years from now, nothing will change. Why? Because it doesn't seem like you genuinely want to fix the problem. You don't try to actually poll the community, to survey the community, to see the polls, and to figure out the problem, okay? No, you just think you know the problem. In fact, you think that you can't even have your mind change upon the issue. Your issue is abuse. Yes, absolutely, clearly, yeah. Because that's our experience, right? Like, when you guys play video games, do you know what you do? You abuse women. No, I know what they're going to say. It's like, no. Just because you don't abuse it doesn't mean that other people don't. And it's like, okay, if that's the case, why don't I see it? Like, why don't I see women being abused? Because if I don't do it, other people would do it around me, right? If it's so common. I just don't see it. Every single time I play Overwatch or League of Legends and it's like someone goes like, hey, I'm a girl, literally everyone in the chat just immediately is nice to that person. If I tell them that I'm a guy, no one gives a shit. You know, if I tell them that I'm from Romania, I don't care. The moment someone says, hey, I'm a girl, everyone's like, hey, can you add me to your friends list? Oh, that's so nice. Where are you from? Oh, are you having fun? Are you enjoying yourself? Can I help you with anything, my lady? But for some reason, all right, no, like that's just gaslighting. My memory probably deceives me. And you know what annoys me the most about this? Like the most disingenuous thing? Like, if you complain about what they're doing, okay? If you don't like it, you're a misogynist. Oh, I see. So it's not because I noticed your grift. Like, you literally are using women as a vector in order to gain positions of power in the industry, in order to waste some corporate cash, to waste some money, and ruin the entertainment for a lot of people. Because, like, I'm willing to bet, okay, if you would actually do a poll, like, notice these people never survey, never poll, never, like, ever. No, because it comes from top down, okay? It never goes from bottom up. Like, you don't see women on forums creating, like, subreddits demanding that the industry changes. No, it's always like some twat higher up with a bullshit degree that the world can do without, and they are dictating to mortals like ourselves, shaming us. No, seriously, shaming us. Because, like, that's what's implied, right? That is the implication. It's like women and other marginalized gender are getting abused. Now, we don't know, we're not saying who's doing the abuse, but you know, and it is the genders that aren't marginalized that are doing the abuse, right? So you as the abuser should shut the fuck up. Man, like, it's so disgusting what they're doing, because, like, the gaming community used to be united. You know, it wasn't like girl gamers and guy gamers, and it was gamers, period. Okay, it's the internet. Everyone was anonymous. No one gave a fuck. You know, like, seriously, just the most sexist thing that they bring up. Okay, tits or get the fuck out. Like, this used to be like in 2016. Pfft, oh my God, how can you say something like that? You know why people said it? Like, do you even, like, try to figure it out? I'll tell you why. All right, I will tell you why. Because you had people that were women, and in real life, especially when they were teenagers, they were being treated like goddesses. Like, everyone, when they entered the room, everyone tried to please them. Everyone tried to do everything, kiss their ass, and my lady. All right? And when they went online, they were anonymous. And all of a sudden, all of that catering that they would get in real life didn't happen online. So they would feel the need to say, hey, I'm a woman, even though no one asked them. Okay? Like, I didn't feel the need to say, hey, I'm a man. Like, it's just, you're anonymous, okay? So they're like, hey, I'm a woman. And people will tell them, tits off, get the fuck out, okay? Now, everyone assumed that they wanted to see boobies, but in reality, the option to get the fuck out was on the table. And by the way, it was an internet joke. Like, no one would... It's the internet. They can't force you, all right? Like, they can't compel you to do anything. But it's just a grift. It's so people can gain power. Like, I am willing to make a wager, all right? I am willing to put money with this. If you're a person that believes in the virtue of the Valorant program, okay? If you're a person, right, instead of trying to cancel me, which I'm pretty sure like a lot of you like, sexist guy on the internet. Listen, just a second. Chotomate, okay? Instead of canceling you, let's do a bet, all right? Let's do a bet. Let's do a wager. I will fucking sell my house and use all the money from my house to put it down on the table if you want. I mean, you can get rich because you're smarter than me, right? You know better than me. You get the corpos on your side. So we can make a bet, and I will tell you that after they do all of these practices, okay, after they censor esports even more, after they pump money into the industry and try to bring more women in front, nothing will change. Nothing. Absolutely. Oh, no, something will change. Okay, something will change. I take it back. Less people are going to watch esports because it's going to be more sanitized and it's going to be boring as fuck. If I want to see people just playing without any banter or anything like that, I can just watch a replay. All right? So that is why people like me are upset, because we do not believe that these individuals have women's best interests at heart. We do not believe for a single second that they believe they're garbage. We just think that this is a good opportunity for them to reach a position of power and make money. That is it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And by the way, like, comment, and subscribe. Helps my channel. Hope you enjoyed the rant. Hope you had fun at least. Hope you smiled. If you want to cancel me, at least cancel me with a smile on your face. Because I am the guy that made your day better and gave you entertainment. Yeah.